Afternoon, folks. I know the guys would have been through the format with you for today, which will be a section that can go out immediately after that section finishes, and then we'll have an embargo till 10:30 tonight. I'm sure you're aware it is a pre-match press conference, therefore let's talk about the game. We're aware there'll be some questions that you might want to put to Craig, and obviously we're happy to take those and he'll answer what he's able to. We're going to start with our broadcast rights holders, and that starts with Aidan. We'll then go to PLP and to BBC Radio Leicester, and then we'll take it from there depending on timing. So Aidan, if you'd like to start.
Good afternoon, Craig. How sad is it last night and today to see Claudio Ranieri leave this club after what he achieved last season particularly?
Very sad. I think we all know in football these things can happen. We'll have to, we make sure we remember him. He'll get the utmost respect from everybody associated with the football club in what he's achieved. We know that people lose their jobs because of results, and ultimately the owners have made that decision.
What was the sequence of events yesterday? When were you told about the situation?
We flew back from Seville, problems landing, as you can imagine, with the storm. I arrived home and had a phone call just before the news broke from the Director of Football, John Rudkin, telling me of what was happening and asking me to take caretaker for the next game, and that was it.
Do you believe it's the right decision? I mean, you've been at close quarters with the manager and the squad all season, as it continued from last season. I mean, what do you make of it overall?
I think whether I think it's the right decision is irrelevant. I think the owners have made that decision, and we have to respect that. I think we all know that results haven't been good enough this season.
There have been reports, though, of player unrest, even suggestions that your relationship with Claudio had soured. What do you say about that? Again,
a lot of it has been speculation with no foundation. I think my relationship with Claudio has been perfectly fine all the way along. I've never had a problem with him. He's never had a problem with me. I spoke with him last night on the phone after the news broke. He actually thanked me for my support.
Do you feel sorry for him? I mean, some people have suggested he's been stabbed in the back.
Again, I always feel sorry for when people lose their jobs, and I think in the circumstances, I can understand.
Are you aware that the club or if the club have spoken to any potential candidates going forward?
I'm not aware of that. As I said, all my remit is to get the players ready and focused for the Liverpool game.
What sort of personality does the manager's job require at this club right now?
Well, I think, again, we need to make sure that we get back to winning ways. How we do that, again, I'll address the players in the morning. Our focus has to be on trying to get 3 points on Monday night.
Why do you think the title defence has been so poor this season? I mean, most people expected that you probably wouldn't win the Premier League title again, but I don't think many people would have predicted that you'd be fourth from bottom at the end of February.
No, I think there's frustrations with everybody, coaching staff, players. I think there's lots of reasons why, and it's been spoken about at great length in terms of missing a player of the calibre of N'Golo Kante. I think that was a massive miss. Of course, it's always harder. I think history tells you that it's always harder the second year. I think it's very hard to put your finger on it.
Have you spoken to Claudio at all, and if so, what did he say to you and what did you say to him?
As I said, last night we had a conversation. He thanked me for his support, I thanked him, and it was, as I say, not a brief phone call, but one where we exchanged views. A lot of it will remain private, but we did thank each other.
Just looking to Liverpool, what would you say to those supporters who may feel anger towards and be considerably upset that Ranieri's left?
Again, I think I've mentioned the word respect before. He'll be held in respect from supporters, and rightly so. What I would say is, over the last couple of years, the atmosphere that has been created at the King Power has been tremendous. We've got 13 games left now, and we start on Monday. We need to get behind the team. We need to get behind the players and all pull together.
Are you interested in the job long term?
Again, my focus, I haven't really had a chance, landed yesterday. My focus is just to prepare the team for Monday night. Do I think I can do the job? Yes. Does it faze me? No. But again, the focus is just on Monday night.
Thanks, Linda, please.
Craig, hi, Linda, Premier
Hi,
League
Linda.
Productions. Hello. How badly do you think those players have let their manager down?
Again, I've heard a lot of speculation about it. From a footballing point of view, I have to tell you that the players are very, very professional. They're very hurt, very frustrated. I've not had one problem with them on the coaching field. As I say, they go about their work very diligent, very professional. They'll be disappointed, like anybody else, that the manager has lost his job.
A manager has lost his job just 9 months after he's won the title. I mean, do you think that there will genuinely be remorse in that dressing room that he's now gone?
Again, I think so. I think the human side of people is natural for that. I think we all realise that results have to turn. Again, respect for the owners. They've made a decision that they think is necessary, and we have to abide by that.
What's confidence like? Is it at rock bottom?
Strange, really, that the players have got a recovery day today. We arrived back from Seville, where in the dressing room after, we're still in that tie. So confidence can go very quickly, but it can come back very quickly. My aim is to try and restore that very quickly.
Have you experience of confidence going back quickly?
Yeah, I've experienced as a player. I've experienced as a coach. Again, players experience lots of lows and highs, and we have to make sure that they're focused and ready for Monday's game.
Everything is about Premier League survival. How convinced are you that in the next 2 days you will have a team ready to face Liverpool and get a result on Monday?
Well, I'm totally convinced we have enough talent in that dressing room. I see it every day. Of course, at the moment, they'll be a bit low with what's gone on the last few days, but come Monday, they will be ready.
Is this a challenge you are relishing?
Well, again, I think it's one that I've been through before. I've been in a caretaker before. I've never quite seen a press conference as big as this before, but it's one that I will take on the challenge. I'm sure the players will as well.
Got a 100% record as a manager, I believe.
I have only one game. Thank you for reminding me that. But we all know the results business. But yes, I'll be looking forward to it. I'm usually quite a calm person. Hopefully that'll come across to the players. But if I need to motivate, if I need to get them going, then I'm quite capable of that as well.
You've known the players for a long time. Have you got a dressing room that can turn this round?
Most definitely. I think, as I say, they are frustrated. Speaking to them on a regular basis, they are very frustrated with how things have gone this season. There's enough talent in that dressing room, as I've said before, for us to go on a winning run.
You'll have your own opinions about what needs to change to get a result. Can you give us any inkling of how many changes you will make for Monday night?
I'll speak to the staff. I'll take their considerations. A lot of experience in that staff. Ultimately, it'll be my decision. At this moment in time, I've not put too much thought to that. With arriving back from Seville last night, but it's something I'll take into consideration the next couple of days.
You say that you're going to speak to your staff. Did Claudio speak to his staff often enough in the past?
When you say often enough, how do you mean? When's enough?
A little while ago, he was in this room and we asked him, you had experience of a great escape. He had players and staff who had done it, and we asked him whether or not he had called upon you to ask you what you'd done during that time, and the answer was no. So has he called upon you enough during his time there? Again,
I think that's a question for Claudio. From mine, I'm very comfortable with the relationship. There's no hidden agenda from me. I think any assistant manager is there to support the manager in whichever way the manager sees fit.
And just finally for me, you beat Liverpool 2-0 here last season. Cracking goal from Jamie Vardy, best of the season. What can you what needs to change to get back to that team from a year ago?
Well, I think it's a clean sheet would help, of course. In terms of how we go about it, I think the work we've done on the training field in the next few days, and we'll get them fully prepared for Monday night. Thank you.
Send the mic back for Ian, please, Lynn.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Ian.
You said that you spoke to Claudio on the phone and that's going to remain private. I just wonder whether you'd offer us any kind of an insight into how his tone was, how he seemed.
Yeah, he seemed fine. Bit shocked, as we all were, but his tone was no different. As I say, he very level-headed in terms of that's football. But as I say, most of the conversation will stay private, but his tone was fine.
What will your abiding memory of Claudio Ranieri be, Craig?
Again, I think the day that we actually lifted the trophy will stay in my memory forever. And I think rightly so in terms of the respect that he has from everybody for what he achieved at the football club.
Will he get an opportunity to say goodbye to the players, do you know, or has that been done?
I'm not sure. No, I don't know.
Can I ask, has your role as assistant manager changed this season from last season, and if so, how?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think, as I say, the speculation and without much foundation has been out there. I've been asked myself, friends and family have asked me, but our relationship has stayed the same.
And your role has stayed the same on the training field? And
Yes.
have the players had an opportunity to say anything to you? Has there been a briefing at the moment, or will the first time be tomorrow?
No, the first briefing from the players, or to the players, will be tomorrow.
Would you take the job until the end of the season if it was offered to you, or is it a game-by-game thing?
Again, all I've been asked to do is prepare them for Liverpool on Monday. I'm not sure what's happening behind the scenes. That's down to the club. And let's get Monday out of the way and then see where we go from there.
But positive results for you, do you think that gives you a chance?
I think it always can. I think positive results can do nothing but enhance the situation. But Monday's the only focus at the moment.
Last couple, if you wouldn't mind. Tactically, how will a Craig Shakespeare 11 look differently to a Claudio Ranieri 11?
Wait and see on Monday.
Do you have tactical plans to change it? Not personnel-wise, but your approach to the game?
I'd like my teams to play with flair, but also, obviously, I like clean sheets as well. We're playing against a very, very good team on Monday night in Liverpool, so we have to be tactically aware. We know what their strengths are. I like to know the opposition's strengths. I like to know the opposition's weaknesses, but I also like my team to go about their job in the right way.
Finally, has there been a message from the owners to you, or has your briefing been from the Director of Football, John Rodkin?
My briefing so far has been from John.
Good luck on Monday night, Craig.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We'll take a few more for immediate use before we go into tomorrow. Pat, did you want to go and then we'll come across the gents in the front? All right.
Hi Craig, Pat Murphy, 5 Live.
Hi, Pat.
Has Claudio's relationship or general demeanour changed at all this season?
No, not that I've noticed.
Just seemed a little bit distracted on the touchline. I know we can read too much into body language, but it didn't seem to be as close to you during matches as he has been before.
I think when you lose football matches, I think people look for things, sometimes that possibly aren't there. As I've said before, our relationship has stayed the same. It frustrates me a bit that our not integrity, but our relationship has been questioned. It has been sound from day one.
You said the various reports were without foundation. Are there any ones that you'd like to scotch and say, well, that's rubbish, that's untrue?
Without having them in front of me, I'm not sure which ones you mean.
Well, okay, the cars, the smart cars that a lot of players got before the season started. What's the story about that? Because we understand a few of them got cars, others associated with the staff didn't.
I think, again, it was down to the club's discretion. I didn't have any dealings with that, so I'm not aware of how it was dealt with.
Did you get one?
I got one, yes.
So it was players, the first team squad, plus people like yourself?
Yes.
Would you agree that could be a recipe for discord in the tight-knit football community?
I think if we asked everyone in this room, they'd all be on different wages. I think that's what happens in football. Contracts have to be honoured. So again, it's not really my concern or something that bothers me.
Last one, please, Pat, so we can get around.
Did you have a feeling that things might not quite be right at the start of the season? For example, that long trip to Los Angeles, I understand some of the players were thinking, what are we doing here? Did you feel that the chemistry just wasn't right in August?
No, I think we had to go to those sort of tournaments. I think commercially it was there. We just won the league. My thing to the players was embrace it, enjoy it. This is different. Take it on board, learn from it. The training sessions out there, everything was very, very good. I understand your concerns, but I think it was all fresh to us. Ultimately, it's the results that haven't gone our way.
Thank you, Pat. Gents in
Thank
the
you.
front, please. Thank you.
Craig, Steve Scott from ITV News.
Hey, Steve.
You said that Claudio was shocked last night in your phone call. Did he also say he felt betrayed?
No, he didn't.
You've used the word respect quite a lot today. Do you think selected players showed him that respect when they voiced their misgivings about his leadership to the owners and senior management at this club?
Well, again, I'm not aware of any senior players going to the owners, so that's news to me.
So as far as you're concerned, those conversations never took place?
No.
Do you think players in general have too much power over the future of managers?
Depends if you let them. I think players have a voice, very good tactically. Now, we have a good group of players who are tactically aware. I think you listen to the players, but ultimately it's the manager that makes the final call.
And can you put your hand on your heart today and say all the players within the squad were fully supportive of Claudio Ranieri?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. Dan Rowan, BBC News.
Hi, Dan.
Craig, given what Claudio achieved last season, that miracle, how sad a day is this, not just for Leicester City, but for football as well?
Yeah, I think football's gone this way a bit. As you say, you don't get too much time nowadays, and for somebody that's won the league. But ultimately, I have to respect the owner's decision. They're doing what they think is best for this football club.
Many people are seeing this as the most controversial, brutal sacking in Premier League history. Given that, what's your message to those fans who are very angry about what's happened here?
Again, I can't tell the fans how to behave, but I think what I will say is we will need their support over the next coming matches starting against Liverpool on Monday.
And just finally from me, can you categorically say that he hadn't lost some parts of the dressing room, Claudio Ranieri?
Again, it's pure speculation, but what I would say is there was a lot of frustration because of results, but he hadn't lost the dressing room.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks. We're going to go